Step back and watch the step cook.
You own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. In my line, if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy, if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy, if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17th.
Stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. You know what I'm saying? On this date, you know what I'm saying? We gave the Giants the boot out the playoffs 38-7. On this date, we did that to the Giants. You know what I mean? This the joint they was giving out in the stadium. I should have got some water. It might get spicy in here. Should have got some water. Might get spicy in here. It's ironic with Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I got to let y'all know about the hurt season. Yes, I got to. I was at the game yesterday, man. I seen a lot of them out there, and the brisk people was rocking the hat, the cap, and the brisk. You know what I mean? I gave my beanie off my head because I love y'all. The link in the description if you need it, man. Use code BULLY10. Listen, man, I was on that Cali pack yesterday. I already knew we was going to have to smoke Cali. I already knew we was going to have to do this I knew this was going to have to happen to the 49ers. I was ready yesterday. You know what I mean? I knew what the Dallas Cowboys was about. But let's talk about what we did yesterday a little more in detail before we talk a little bit about our opponent. Yesterday, man, made me to be thankful to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and I'll tell you why. Super thankful that I'm an Eagles fan right now. Super thankful. Yesterday, I was at the game. It was cold as hell outside. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it all the way real. It was very cold out there. I was out there. You know what I mean? Then I wasn't out there. Then I was back out there. Bro, I got back in my car like 3 times. You know what I mean? It was cold out there. But when I got into the stadium, it was no anxiety. Not a worry, not a care in the world. It was still cold. But the last thing I had to worry about was we going to get this dub, but not because my team annihilated the Giants yesterday right in front of me. Annihilated them, ladies and gentlemen. Annihilated the Dolphins. That was Operation Annihilation by the Philadelphia Eagles. That was a spanking of the highest order, of the highest decree. All week we had to hear about. All week we had to hear about how Daniel Jones was one of them ones. All week we had to hear about was we getting upset. All week we had to hear about, this team, I haven't seen them look how they've been looking during the stretch, which got them the number 1 seed. We ain't seen it in a couple weeks. We came out there and finished them by halftime. That's what we was doing a lot in the regular season, right? Y'all worried about if we could score second half points. Daniel Jones looked like a rookie yesterday. He's going into his 5th year, 4th year, something like that. He looked like a rookie yesterday at the link. A rookie. What was my main message before the Giants game? Daniel Jones? That's who gonna do us in? Daniel Jones? Y'all don't hear me, though. That was my main message. Daniel Jones gonna be the one to do this to us? Daniel, son? That was the main message. I didn't believe it. I had to see it to believe it if it was going to happen like that. We made 5-year Daniel Jones look like a rookie. Saquon Barkley provided a little pop whenever he could. Jonathan Gannon, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to start over with Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon did good yesterday. You know what I mean? So me and Jonathan Gannon, all right. All right, I got nothing bad to say about Jonathan Gannon this week. Kaz Boss, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. My guy, Philly 500. Happy Cowboy choke season, LB. Dak stinks it up again. We're going to talk about that with 500. We going to talk about it. You know what I mean? Don't listen. We're going to talk about it. We're going to walk up through it. We're going to walk up through it, 500. But all we've been hearing about is how Daniel Jones was so much better than our guy. You know what I mean? We done heard it all. We heard it all. That Philadelphia Eagles team that I saw on the football field looked unstoppable. Defense wasn't an issue the first 7 games of the season. We didn't care because nobody was good enough to come back. What really changed? I think it got a lot to do with competent slot play. I think your slot cornerback in this offense is key. Gardner Johnson being out and Avonte Maddox being out, it don't work. It don't work well for us. Dak played with his helmet on backwards. Facts. My guy Dino Shipley, thank you for the super chat. It's going to be the same thing this week, but we know what it is. Go Birds. And that brings me to the main point. That brings me to the meat and potatoes. I've been telling y'all, let me get to the meat and potatoes all year. Probably for years now. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. You see, I've been saying that all year. This weekend, NFC Championship game, this the meat and potatoes. This is the meat and potatoes right here. This is it right here. Jalen Hurts versus Brock Purdy. This is it. And if my defense can make Daniel Jones look like a rookie, what the hell you think we're going to make a rookie look like? What you think we're going to make a rookie look like? You know what I'm saying? My guy Kaz Bass, thank you for the super chat. AJ Brown's nickname should be Waffle House Brown, the way he's always open. Facts. You know what I mean? It was a little discrepancy right there. Craig, what's going on? Turn me up, LB. This is revenge game for us. Shout out my guy Craig Calloway. It's definitely, is it really a revenge game for us? I don't know if it's a revenge game. I think we just got to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? I see my guy D-Lo in the building. He said he ain't afraid of the 49ers. We just got to do what we got to do. Now, listen, I'm going to keep it a stack. The 49ers defense is for real. That's a ferocious defense. I feel like Dak Prescott kept them sleeping, caught them slipping on the edge. You know what I mean? They had to play the edge a little different after he broke that one run off. I think we got just enough versatility that we'll be able to string them out. We'll be able to stretch them out. Marcus Kane, thank you for the super chat. Hurts made it to the NFC Championship game before Dak. That's a fact. That's a fact. Dak has never been there. Dak has never been there. That was a choke. That was a choke of epic proportions, if you ask me. With 3 minutes down, your $40 million man who been with you for 7 years, 3 minutes, and you need a touchdown. 3 minutes, and you can't complain. You can't wait to that. You can't get to the division round and say, well, we ain't got weapons. That's what the Giants trying to say. I see a lot of people on Twitter, I would kill to have a linebacker core like that. Man, shut up. Y'all was good enough to beat Minnesota. What happened is y'all ran into the big dogs. Y'all ran into the big dogs. This the big leagues over here. Come on, man. This the big leagues over here. That's what happened. That's what happened. Giants ran into the big dogs. Y'all was good enough to beat Minnesota, they 3rd seed. Now you need all of this stuff. Listen, the Cowboys was good enough to get to this point. Good enough to get to this point. The San Fran they only gave up 19 points to Dallas Cowboys. They was good enough to get to this point. The ball was in the hands of Dak Prescott with 3 minutes left. A few timeouts, I believe. Yeah, probably all 3 timeouts. The 3 minutes left. You down 7 points. Goes 3-0. Almost throws a pick 6 on that first drive. He's not the best quarterback in the division. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, 2 divisional guys who we know like the back of our hand. 2 divisional guys. What did they do? They made the cardinal mistake. They make this so easy for people like me. These guys in our division made the cardinal mistake, the mistake of all mistakes. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. The Cowboys beat the Buccaneers. They're not even 500. And everybody know Minnesota is sweet meat in the village. The Giants know this. The world know this. Everybody know the Buccaneers was trash. Yeah, spank them. But then one get the Eagles who've been spanking people all year. Then the other get the hottest team in the league. Look what happened. They both over there sitting with the Washington Commanders right now. That's what happened. That's what happened. The Washington Commanders own the house of being garbage. They own the house. They own it. They got rooms for renting that joint. They own the house to being garbage. In that house, they got a love seat. It's room for the Commanders and the Giants, but they had to slide that ottoman over to the edge. Let's make the couch longer for the Cowboys. Let's make the couch longer for the Cowboys. until we buy a bigger couch, because all of us fitting on this one. A lot of them said we was one and done. Look at them now, y'all. Look at them now. Look at them now. They all said we was one and done. They all said we was delusional. They said this is things they say. Listen, I take the bullets for it, y'all. I go out there like this every single stream, every collaboration. I go out there like this. But then at the end, I end up eating like a king. They think I made Crystal Ball Brunson up. This has been, we prophesizing it over here, yo. The writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall. One thing that you could be concerned about, one thing that you should have, this should have been the ultimate indication. Man, that dude lead the league in picks, going against the best D in the league. That's an L. That's an L. Listen. This is not even Lord Brunson no more. This is equipment manager Brunson. Equipment manager Brunson. Cowboys, turn in your pads. Put your helmets on that table. Put your pads on that table. Have a nice vacation. You could keep the cliques. You could keep the cliques. But now it's time to turn in your pads, Dallas. Turn in your pads. The season is over. This is equipment manager Brunson speaking. Turn in your pads, please. You will not be needing them next week. You're home. The beginning of the third quarter, Dak Prescott had more rushing yards than Christian McCaffrey, Zeke, and Tony Pollard. Obviously, Pollard went out the game injured. Hopefully, he's okay. We know he's going to have time to heal because they're home. But he hope he's okay. You know what I mean? It was just a high ankle sprain. I don't think he was playing next week anyway, which would have been a blow to them. But the beginning of the third quarter, Dak Prescott had more rushing yards than everybody, but they want to tell us we got a running back at QB. They told me all season that that Jalen Hurts has not done nothing that Dak Prescott has. Dak Prescott never been all-pro. Turn in your pads. Turn them in. Dak Prescott never been to a NFC Championship game. The helmets go on that side. The pads go on that side. They not following directions. I think they still got their pads on. Hit the showers is what I'm really trying to tell you. It is done. And then if you want to be serious about it, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be serious about it, when are they going to start being real about themselves and saying they might need a new quarterback? Turn in your pads. We still got some stragglers in the background. They don't want to turn. They're going to hold on to them pads until spring camp. Listen, son, turn in your pads. Go on vacation. You know what I mean? When they going to start being real about their quarterback situation over there, bro? When they going to start doing it? 7th year. Never got to an NFC Championship game. Led the league in picks this year. When are they going to start being real about it? He's been extended. He's had all the weapons. He's had everything. Crazy offense, crazy defense. It's quarterbacks who would kill to have played with the talent that Dak Prescott had. If Matthew Stafford would have had talent like that all around him on both sides of the ball, Matthew Stafford probably would have been had a chip. Had a chip. Come on, bro. Come on. If Aaron Rodgers played for the Dallas Cowboys, they going to the Super Bowl probably. Not this year. You know what I mean? But all of them years that Dak had that talent, Aaron would have been in probably 2 Super Bowls. He probably wouldn't have won in 2017, and he wouldn't have went this year. He probably got, you know what I mean? They probably would have been one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? They got a quarterback situation over there. And I think they got a quarterback situation in San Francisco. Because ain't no way on God's green earth. Listen to what I tell all 1,500 of y'all. And shout out to y'all for being here 10 o'clock at night. Ain't no way on God's green earth that Brock Purdy leaving the link with a W. Ain't no way on God's green earth 19 points going to be enough for us at the link. I was there. Brock Purdy's safe at home, y'all. He played 2 playoff games at home. 2 playoff games at home. I will say this, though, from looking at the game, if you give Brock Purdy some time, he can throw a ball. He is an NFL quarterback. He can throw a ball. And he's more mobile than one. Do you know what I mean? He can throw a ball. The Dallas Cowboys tried to sell out on stopping Christian McCaffrey. The Dallas Cowboys played a great defensive game, too. Listen, they played good on the defensive side of the ball. They quarterback threw 2 picks. You know what I'm saying? Did both picks lead the points? No, one pick led to 3 points. But in a tight game like that, come on. Come on. I ain't hear Michael Parsons' name since they kicked it off, for real. I ain't hear nothing. Nothing. Oh, they moving him at middle linebacker, so he ain't doing nothing there either. He ain't doing nothing there either. Let's keep it a buck, bro. How dare you have a broadcast with Nick talking about all this Nick Bosa, Michael Parsons? Hassan Reddick would have had a better game than both of them. They don't want us in these type of positions, man. They don't want us in these type of positions. Somehow it's unpopular to like Philadelphia or like the Birds, but what you can't stop this, though. You can't stop this, though. We're going to the NFC Championship game when the biggest question mark was our quarterback, who proved his worth. It don't matter if you get A.J. Brown. It don't matter who going to throw him the ball. Dummy, second team All-Pro Jalen Hurts. Gainwell looked like he coming into his own right now. Gainwell looking dangerous right now at the right moment. I'm glad Gainwell had a game like that. Because now we would be idiotic to not run the ball. Because you could do it out of multiple sets now. Two sets now. Gainwell's trust level should be up. And you need to challenge the eye discipline, and you need to have a guy out there like that, you know what I mean, when you're going against the San Francisco 49ers. I'm glad that A.J. Brown might have been a little aggravated with the way the offense was going. We ain't need to throw the ball. I'm glad he was a little aggravated. I'm glad. Because his physicality is going to be needed now more than ever. Do you see how them dudes play in San Fran? They punch balls out, or they try on every play. They gang tackle a lot. They make you feel it, bro, when they tackling you. And the Dallas Cowboys was dishing out the same punishment. But sorry to say, the discrepancy in that game was the quarterback. 2 interceptions in a playoff loss is stinky. Dirty pamper work right there. Shout out to all 1,800 of y'all in the building. That's terrible. If the Dallas Cowboys would have came to the link, they would have got beat like they stole something. They would have got beat like they stole something. I ain't want them here. I'm going to tell you that I ain't want them here. I don't care about all the ratings that the game will break. Cowboys, Eagles. I don't care about that. I don't care about it being the best home game in Eagles franchise history, potentially best playoff home game. I don't care about that. What I care about is that streak going as far as it could go of the Dallas Cowboys not reaching the NFC Championship game. That's all I care about. I care about the Eagles winning and the Cowboys losing. They talk too much. And every year we do this. Every year we do this. Y'all ain't tired yet? Turn in your pads. This is equipment manager Brunson speaking. Please turn in your pads. I want the helmets on that table, and I want the pads on that table. We need your cars cleared out of the team parking lot by 5 p.m. We're doing spring cleaning early. Turn in your pads. They talked. Now we will not hear a peep out of them. We won't hear a peep out of the Dallas Cowboys. We won't hear it. They get to root against us, and it don't matter because it's a Philly thing. We at our best when they do that. Brock Purdy does not stand a chance. I'm telling y'all this, bruh. He gonna throw interceptions in that building. I was just there yesterday. It's different than regular season, bro. It's different, bro. You don't need nothing. You don't need no food. You don't need to hit the concession stand. You don't even need to go to the bathroom. You are at that seat and you are being electrified by the atmosphere in a home playoff game in 2022 by Eagles team with the most wins in franchise history, led by the most controversial quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I ain't forget about the one. I ain't forget about y'all and they're hugging me and doing all this one every time we score. Some of y'all ain't want him. I ain't forget. But right now we got bigger fish to fry. We got bigger fish to fry. I looked at them AFC games at 3 o'clock too. Now it's time to start looking at both conferences. It's time to start looking at both conferences. Shout out to y'all, man. All 1,900 of y'all here. It's time to start looking at both conferences. I looked at the AFC side of the house. They don't have an offensive line that our defensive line can't affect, nor do they have a defensive line that our offensive line can't push around. This is where the trenches work. This is where the trenches matter the most. Nobody got us in the trenches. Nobody remaining in the playoffs have the Philadelphia Eagles in the trenches. Nobody. Nobody. You see, what happened was Brock Purdy start finding himself more time, right? He start completing more passes down the stretch. Him and Kittle connection grew. That is what you call fatigue. That wasn't happening at the start of the game. They wore the Dallas Cowboys front down. We have a rotation, ladies and gentlemen. We have an assembly line. Turn in your pads. I want the helmets on that side and the pads on this side. This is equipment manager Brunson. Dallas Cowboys, please turn in your pads. The season is over. I got to keep reminding these guys to turn in their pads because I feel like they watching, but they ain't turn their pads in. Now back to what I was saying. We just extremely deep in the trenches. They was able to wear the Dallas Cowboys down. You know what I'm saying? And the Dallas Cowboys don't have any fresh legs to replace that. We do. We do. We do. I will say this though. I need a Vontae Maddox back now, bro. I need a Vontae Maddox back now. This is the best linebacking core we ever had. And Kaiser White and TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards is playing out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? Playing out of his mind. And I think in a lot of ways, Gannon's scheme that we don't like so much might be really, really perfect for this team in the way that they got these weapons. If we can mitigate the big plays, we easily win this game. We easily win this game. It's going to be tougher for Jalen Hurts, though. I'm not going to tell you. This is the stiffest competition our offense has played all year. It's definitely going to be tough. We got to try our best. And they play a lot of Tampa, too. You know who else play a lot of Tampa, too? Who was it? I think the Texans. Jalen Hurts chewed them up throwing the ball. Cooked them throwing the ball. Jalen Hurts is an expert at beating Tampa, too. They're going to have some new wrinkles because the RPO is what you got to worry about. 2,000 people in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You got the RPO, that's something you got to worry about. So once you do that fake handoff to a running back, Jalen Hurts is now reading the eyes of the linebackers. If the linebacker, it's a quick reacting defense. If the linebackers bite for Gainwell, Miles Sanders, now you got a game plan for Gainwell. This is how the playoffs work. You can't go into this thinking that was just a flash in the dark or that was a shot in the pan. No, you got a game plan for what you just saw if you're the San Francisco 49ers. The Eagles got a game plan for what they just saw. Now, of course, you're going to look at all of the tape, but you got a game plan for what a team looked like when they put their best shot out there as well. Now, this week, I don't know the process of NFL head coaches and how they break down things, but I know over here, we definitely going to look at the all-22 film, and we're going to point out some things all week that we believe stuck out, but I think the Philadelphia Eagles could get these guys. Shout out to all 2,100 of y'all in the building. You know what I'm saying? Donnie Darko, thank you for the super chat. Boy, in this game is all on deck. Rooting for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to mash the gas on Purdy. Can't stand the hype. I mean, look, man. He winning football games. I don't know. I don't think the hype got nothing to do with what he looked like. He winning football games, bro. It's hard. What's that, 11 in a row? You know how hard that is to do in the National Football League? It's hard to do that, bro. Somebody got to knock him off. This is going to be a road playoff win. Listen, if he beat the Eagles on the road to go to the Super Bowl after winning 2 home playoff games, if he win 3 straight playoff games, dude deserved to go to the Super Bowl. It's hard to get to this point. He deserved it. I'll congratulate him. I'll be mad, but I'll congratulate him. But we don't have to talk about that because he's not walking out of the link with a W. Turning your pads. This is equipment manager Brunson speaking. If it's a Dallas Cowboy anywhere in the vicinity, please remind them to turn in their pads. The season is over. Go on vacation. Keep dreaming. Keep wishing. Keep begging for Odell. It's done. It's a rapsy scapsy. Y'all choked. Dak had the ball in his hand the last 3 minutes of the game. All the timeouts went 3 and out. Almost threw a pick to Greenlaw at the first possession. He was scared as a child who just seen his parents leave him his first day at daycare. He was scared, real scared. I seen it. I smelt it through the TV. You need a new quarterback in Dallas. Who you kidding? Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC East. Who you kidding this week? Who you kidding? I got a lot of y'all I'm going to get this week. Who you kidding this week? Them boys choked, man. They don't run no NFC East. How many times they going to lie to us about that? Boys the Men and Mariah Carey single was the best song in the country last time they won anything. And we supposed to bow down to them? They regular, y'all. They regular. They would have got smoked at the link. They always dodging this wreck. They always dodging this smoke from us. They always dodging it on years when they know they're going to get it. Somebody just so happened to smoke them first. They was going to get smoked regardless. I told y'all that if we play the Giants, it'll be the easiest road to an NFC Championship game. I told y'all that. I've been saying that the score was going to be 38-20. I knew we was going to drop 38. This is going to be a game, though, yo. The Eagles and the 49ers is a complete clash of the Titans. We lead the league in sacks. We're going to need a lot of them this week. We're going to need a lot of them this week. We're going to need to rattle Purdy's cage. We're going to need a lot of them. We're going to have to be mindful of so much, bro. This is the most explosive offense that we played all year. Is this 49ers offense. The players, I'm talking about explosive personnel. They're not that explosive with Purdy. But McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels, and Kittle, even Brandon Ayuk can all take a catch to the house. It only take that type of talent one play, and you got to be mindful of that on defense. You got to be mindful of it. I ain't gonna lie, if it's me, I would press man. I would press man, bro. I would press man on Purdy. I would put the slot on Kittle. And you know what I mean? I would just try to work as best as I can underneath on McCaffrey. Because Purdy makes some throws inside his zone. Purdy true zones up. We can't let Purdy do that to us, bro. We can't let Purdy. You see, Dallas was forced to have to go for it in the red zone. They threw an interception in the red zone, and they had to kick field goals, when they were in field goal range a couple times. That's a stingy defense in San Francisco, bro. This got to be, listen, you're talking about we 60 minutes away from a Super Bowl, man. 60 minutes away from a Super Bowl. Our coaches got to coach. They got to coach for their lives right now, bro. They got to coach for their legacy. Is that much on the line? Y'all remember when we was 7-0, 8-0? Y'all remember that? That just felt good. Now it's real. A lot of y'all was like, oh, we going to be good, but no way we can make it to the Super Bowl. I said we was going to get at least to the NFC Championship game. Now we're thinking Super Bowl. You 4 quarters away from the Super Bowl. What you going to do, Nick Sirianni? What you going to do? You 4 quarters away now. You 4 quarters away now. Your quarterback won a playoff game now. What are you going to do to stifle these guys? I suggest looking at the film from the games that they lost. What did the other teams do? The Chiefs beat them. The Chiefs beat them. I probably would start there. How did they get exploited by the Chiefs? I don't know if they beat them with Purdy. I don't know, but it's like Purdy. I don't know of a game that Purdy lost. I don't know of a game that Purdy lost, man. This going to be crazy. This going to be crazy. This going to be crazy. If we win this game, we winning the whole thing. I feel like the way we smoked the Giants, we're going to win the whole thing anyway. But if you win this game, if you get there, you winning. If you get there, Jalen Hurts is winning the Super Bowl. They got some soft lines over there in the AFC. We're going to take advantage. You know, my guy CJ, thank you for the super chat. You know, they're going to put us as underdogs because of the defense, but just like week 6, we're going to have to show them what that Philly thing about. I don't think we're going to be underdogs this week. I will hope not. Shout out my guy CJ Moulton for the super chat. My guy Caesar Bub, the original, thank you for the super chat. Eagles open up as 3-point favors over the 49ers. Yeah, I like that. Cool Eagle, thank you for the super chat. San Fran catching that Rec 2 LB. Not even modest. We have to show them we complete an elite defense. Eagles Bengals Super Bowl. I like Eagles Bengals Super Bowl for sure. I definitely like that. I definitely like Eagles Bengals Super Bowl, man. I'm feeling real strong about that. I like the Bengals and what they're doing to a lot of people. They ran down on the Bills. Speaking of the Bills, speaking of Josh Allen and Justin Herbert, those are beauty pageant quarterbacks, bro. Beauty pageant quarterbacks, bro. They look real good, but they've been fraudulent all year, for real. The Chargers are frauds. The Chargers are frauds. They just got a beauty pageant, a prom queen winner at quarterback. They got a trophy. They got a trophy at quarterback. Frauds, though. The Bills are frauds, too. We got to call a spade now. Call a spade now. The Bills are frauds. There's only one guy that you could name that possibly had a better season than Jalen Hurts, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Philly Collie's mom, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Super sticker, thank you. LB Reddick and Sweat going burst Purdy next week. We ain't got no choice. Shout out to y'all, man. 220 of y'all, 202,200 of y'all in the chat, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. You know what I mean? Their season is over. You know what I mean? I have directed them to turn in their pads. This is equipment manager Brunson speaking. Your pads must be turned in for cleaning so we can give them to some practice squad players. You no longer own the rights to these pads. You are done. Ice up, bucko. You're done. You're definitely done. You know what I mean? And this is what they do. So I'm not even happy for real. I'm not happy or sad. It's just this is life. This is life for the Dallas Cowboys. This is the life that I know. You know what I mean? This is the life that I know. I don't know no other way for them. My bad, y'all. Answering this text. Trying to open my door for somebody. I got this automatic thing. This is the only life that I know, man. This is what I know for the Dallas Cowboys. I know going home. I know misery. I know end of the season. You know what I mean? Having to ask yourself why? Why me? Why can't I get it done? I know all about that for y'all. I know about the crying. I know about the delusion. You know what I mean? I know about the sorrow. Every year, this is what happens. Mr. Albert, thank you for the super chat. I would love to see Nick Foles as a backup and retire in Philly. I wouldn't mind that either. You know what I mean? I would not mind that. I definitely wouldn't mind that. You know what I'm saying? This is the second time the Cowboys robbed this too. Think about it. This is the second time the Cowboys robbed the NFC East this year. The second time. If they don't lose to the Jags, you know what I'm saying? Then the Christmas game probably means more. The Christmas game probably means more if they don't lose to the Jags. Even though Jalen Hurts got hurt, but the race down the end of the season would have been more crucial to bring Jalen Hurts back. You beat the Jags, you beat us. I think we in second, right? So it don't even matter about Jalen Hurts. They robbed themselves, if you think about it. Well, they lost to the Commanders too the last game of the season, but I don't think that happens if they know they could win the division. I think they're a little more focused. But they robbed it. They robbed us of that scenario right there. Then they robbed us of, a Eagles Cowboys NFC Championship game. They don't never hold up their end of the bargain, man. When it get cold outside, they fold, man. They fold. They sold their own bag twice this year. And they supposedly got the best. How do you come? Listen, for real, let's be realistic, y'all. While I got y'all here, 2,000 people here. How in the world, how on God's green earth do you miss 5 games and still lead the league in interceptions? We like to make fun of that, but we're not being real. We're not being real when we ask the question. How about them Cowboys? Night, Dak. Facts, night. Mr. Mark Albert, I would love to see Nick Foles. I read that one. Thank you for your super chat. You know what I'm saying? How do you do that? Let's be realistic about this, y'all, of the season that the Dallas Cowboys had. How do you miss 5 games and still lead the league in interceptions? 5 straight games, yo. Not a game here, game there. 5 straight games. How do you miss over a month of football? And to your throwing hand, you was unable to throw interceptions. You was out. You were non-active. What was your throwing hand was just loading because you was going to catch up anyway? Like, that don't even make sense to me, bro. And then they act like it's outlandish for us to say that Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC this year. At least we putting this year on it. I think that's now and forever if you want to be for real. They act like that's outlandish. Like, when do they ever keep it real? When do they ever keep it real? Instead, when we say something that we could back up with concrete evidence all year, what they've been doing was trying to paint us as delusional. Some of my own fan base told me I was delusional when I said that Hassan Reddick and Michael Parsons will have equivalent years. Something like that. I said they got one, we got one. Meaning they got a top pass rusher, an elite level talent. We got one. They laughed when I said Hassan Reddick was probably going to have more sacks than him this year. They called me delusional. Then when it happens, it don't seem so delusional, do it? My guy War, Purdy don't stand a chance at the link, man. He don't stand a chance. He fooled. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Reborn Soul Vibes, thank you for the super chat. After watching this game, I'm not concerned about the 49ers, not overlooking them either. We would have crushed the Cowboys. Facts. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not concerned with the 49ers, but that defense for real. That defense for real, and Purdy got weapons, bro. And we sometimes we don't be looking right on defense. So, you know what I mean? I'm concerned. I'm not concerned that we're going to lose. I'm concerned that this is going to be way more anxiety than last week. New York Niners, thank you for the super chat. I'm a New York Niner fan, and I'll tell you this. Whoever wins this game is winning the Super Bowl. AFC, Sharman, soft, real talk. I believe that. No, LB, our pass rush going to the championship. That's the difference. What you mean? No, LB, our pass rushers going to the championship. That's the difference. I don't get it. I don't get what the difference is. Purdy can't pass the ball. Purdy can't go left either. So if you could bring pressure from the right side and force Purdy left, remember he did that weird, awkward reverse pivot spin before he threw the ball away because he was on the left side of the field. He was uncomfortable over there. You never see Purdy rolling out to the left. You know what I mean? I noticed that in that game as well. I feel like I was doing a lot of scouting of the 49ers because I know so much about the Cowboys already. You know what I mean? So I really was looking into what we had to do to, beat the 49ers. I felt like the 49ers were going to win that game. And it's Purdy got some flaws, man. Purdy got some flaws. The Dallas Cowboys not really good with bringing internal pressure. They're not good with like defensive tackles creating pressure, but we are though. Hassan Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, we're going to move him to the outsides. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's going to be more to the right. Sometimes it's going to be more to the left. He's going to have to move around and create some passes. He's going to have to throw in some angles because we don't need the blitz to get pressure on him. We don't need to move people around either. We don't got to have Michael Parsons in a linebacker spot. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. What we got to do is we got to be quick, man. And if we playing nickel, which we most likely will be playing some nickel, you know what I mean, to have that extra speed because they got speed guys, man. You got to be able to tackle Deebo Samuel, yo. Bradbury likes to tackle. You know what I'm saying? Bradbury is physical. Gardner Johnson is physical, but he's a little bit on the smaller side. Blankenship is physical. You know what I mean? Slay is probably the least physical guy in terms of making a real body-to-body tackle. That's not really Slay-like game, I guess, but Yo, man, you got to tackle guys like Debo. You got to gang tackle this game, yo. You can't leave nobody one-on-one in space with some of these guys, bro. You can't, bro. You got to gang tackle Kittle. You got to get these guys down to the dirt, bro. No shoestring tackles, bro. No shoestring tackles. There's a lot of things that we were getting away with in the regular season that if we come in there implementing these same habits, you might be going home against San Fran. You got to mitigate the big play. You got to, man. You don't even got to create turnovers to do that. You just can't give up the big play. You got to have correct personnel on the field at all times. You got to have your A game on. A chance to the Super Bowl is on the line. You know what I mean? A chance to the Super Bowl is on the line. So now that we know the opponents, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game. It's going to be lit. It's going to be a movie. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be in the building for that one as well. You know what I mean? I'm really trying to decide if I want to sit, zone out, zen out and watch this game, or do I want to be in the building for it? We undefeated in all the games that I went to. You know what I mean? I don't think that got nothing to do with the record because we won more games than I didn't go to. But you know what I mean? I feel like when I'm in the building that it's been all good vibes since I've been there. So I'm going to try my best to be there for that one. I can't make no promises. But, yo, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a game that everybody's going to be watching. This is the NFC Championship game. The T-shirts are being printed, bro. They printing 52 T-shirts. Or they printing 100 T-shirts for each team. 100 T-shirts for the San Francisco 49ers saying we're going to the Super Bowl conference champions, and 100 T-shirts for the Philadelphia Eagles. One team is going to be able to wear them. It's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to get those NFC conference championship or champion shirts. We're going to get those shirts. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. That's one of the best things we got in our back pocket. But I am absolutely over the moon for this matchup. This is what we waited for. Howie Roseman put the pieces together to be able to go against the teams moving forward. That's why we did this, man. I want y'all to enjoy y'all night. Victory Monday has come to an end. We got to start playing for the NFC Championship game, getting our content in order and things of that nature. I'm definitely going to be talking with Simone with the sports on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Then I'm sure we're going to have a lot more collabs going in. I should be getting hit up from somebody from within the 49ers fan base to talk about the matchup as well. It's going down, though, yo. It's going down. We're here. They're not. And it's time to move forward. But all this week, please drag the opposition. Enjoy your night.